Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm just grabbing the stream link for everyone so that they can join us. Sorry, this computer's a little bit slow and it takes me a moment to actually bring up the link. Alrighty then. So, welcome back everyone. Seems like shopping cart 1. I'll go ahead and answer Lexi's question. I'll wait for a couple people to get back. So, Lexi asked, does persistent automatically add things like created at and updated at to your entities? So first let's take a look at what Alexi's talking about. Do I even have any of that on here? No, I don't. Okay. So the answer is no, it does not automatically add updated at or created at or updated at. You have to add those yourself, and you have to remember to update those yourself. Luckily, Haskell makes it relatively easy to create a data access layer, like a set of modules that essentially gate access to your data types and how you query them and update them and things like that. And it makes certain rules are followed, like whenever we, update something, we need to also update the updated at, things like that. No, it doesn't do it for you. Persistent and Haskell libraries in general are they're meant to be core libraries that really just make it possible to do things. They're not like Rails or Django libraries where they're trying to like wrap up an entire problem into a product and then do it all for you. Pretty much almost no Haskell library does that. People think of Yesod as being comparable to Rails. It's really not. Yesod's pretty decomposable, for example. It brings some opinions by necessity to certain things, like how should routes be represented, because it has to be opinionated about that for routes to be type safe and to be, checkable at compile time, right? But it doesn't really prescribe that much. Most of what you think of Yesod is actually just a set of patterns that come out of the scaffold and associated libraries like Yesod forms. All right. So our winner was the shopping cart, and we will be doing that. I have a little bit of bad news for you. People on Twitter and in the chat picked shopping cart, but it's not necessarily going to involve that much Haskell. Sorry. So I'm going to do this the dumb way to start out. And what I'm going to do is take a look at... I'm going to fire up develop main here. And while I fire up develop main, I look at templates, store, product. Cart. Okay. So we've got some stuff here. I work with a designer who does the actual design work. So to be clear, all this stuff, I did not do that. I can't do that. Alright, so do update. There we go. So far, this setup seems to be working a little bit better than the Mac because the audio's better and I work more quickly on Linux. But yeah, wow. Open Broadcaster Studio, which is what I'm using for the recording and screen capture and all that. Hammers. This poor ThinkPad. This ThinkPad only has 2 cores, right? And Open Broadcaster Studio is taking up like 3/4 of one core and half of another. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Look at this. It shows 4 cores, but that's 2 of them are synthetic. It's like hyperthreading, right? So one OBS process is using over 100% of one CPU, and another one's using like a third. And that's before Chrome has its way with it. So while I'm sitting here talking to you, this ThinkPad is just struggling. And I'm not even compiling right now. I'm running the web app, but I'm not actually compiling anything. If I start compiling, I think the stream would start stuttering. Anyway, so having a look here, and I want to take a look at card, I think. Yeah, no problem, Alexi. Okay. Yeah, so this is a shopping cart page. So one thing we want is for products to have title, description, and image. So that's going to require a model change. So it's got title, but we need to add description. And this is, I think we're going to want, let me see here. Yeah, so this is just an example product page. It's not really getting used. If this site had been made in the 90s, it would have that under construction GIF. This guy. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, so this would be on LorePub if this was a 90s website. So, okay. So this was done statically. This isn't rendered by a template. This is just a one-off the designer made. It's got the book cover. So there's, I think what we're gonna do here is store this tagline. We'll call it a tagline, not a description, in the database. But although, actually, to be honest, it doesn't really have to be in the database. But I'll do it anyway. And then, so we just need tagline. That's what we'll call it. And we're going to switch off of the grimdark Bloodborne music, because that is not the mood for tonight. Switch to Rogue One soundtrack. There we go. Alright. Well, not exactly less grimdark for Star Wars, maybe. Alright. So we have tagline now. So I'm going to load migration. Oh, I need to... let me think about this. The question is, do I actually want to shovel this to the database? Because the fact is, like, I'm never going to have so many books to sell that it really has to be stored in the database, you know? To give you an idea of what I mean, if you take a look at article, none of it's actually in the database. That being this stuff. This isn't in the database. Sorry. Well, that isn't. But I mean these blog articles. They're not in a database. Instead, there is a data structure describing them right here, and then the content is actually stored under static markdown articles, and then it's just a markdown file. And you can see it right there. There's Haskell, source code, and et voila. Haskell source code, right? So the thought I'm having here is that, strictly speaking, I don't really have to put this stuff in a database, and it's not actually easier to do so. IMHO. What I need to keep track of is what people bought. I don't actually have to I don't actually have to store all the metadata in the database about that product. So let's give it a shot. Let's try doing this without, or at least with less database stuff. So call it handler product, I think. And then let's have a look at model real quick to see what cart actually needs. Yeah, this is fine. We'll just start with this and just blank out the URI, and I'll revisit the product stuff later. So I need to load migration. Yep. Okay, I need a faster computer for this. Alright. And it added the tagline call. Whoops. And that's done now. So what I want now is a page that displays a single product and lets me add it to the cart. And then I want to be able to update that user's cart from there. So first I should log in, because carts are associated with users. This isn't going to work. Yeah, no user found with that email. Is it sign up? Whoops. Source routes. Sign up. Yeah, sign up. Register. Then I am now logged in, so if I go here, it's going to redirect me. Oh, no, it's not. Did I not add already logged in redirection? I didn't. Alright, let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright. Handler auth. Get login R. Yeah, I need to fix that. Dang. Alright. Okay. So what I need to do here is check for a user, and when is just maybe user redirect login R. That should work. Let's try it. So you might wonder, why don't I have a faster computer? I do actually. I have a much faster Linux desktop right over there. The problem is that it is incredibly noisy. So using it is kind of painful for the purposes of voice chat. I would need to run a muted stream if I was going to use it. However, for my day-to-day work, it's great. It's super fast. It's great for that. It's just, not nice for listening. Oh, I'm still redirecting to login R. Whoops. So a slightly better way to do this would have some kind of decoration or message that says, "Hey, we're sending you to home because you're already logged in." But there's actually another way to solve this. If you just have some kind of visual cue, like a top nav bar or something that makes it obvious that somebody's logged in, you don't necessarily need the flash message that says, "Hey, you're already logged in." It just needs to be obvious at a glance after they redirect that they were already logged in. That can be a little toast notification or flash message on the page, but it can also just be the actual UI Chrome that shows that they're logged in. I don't think you need an explicit message unless you need the additional, more prominent indication that they're already logged in. But this is a website aimed at programmers, so I feel like they don't need anything more obvious than just a nav bar. Alright, so now that's solved, and I am logged in. So, the next thing is adding to the cart. Or, sorry, no it's not. I lied! It's not adding to the cart. It's a product page from which I can add something to the cart. So, what's under store? Almost nothing. Alrighty then. Let's add a route. Because right now, product doesn't really do anything. So, I don't even actually know what that endpoint's supposed to do. I guess it's just meant to demo the example my colleague had made. I'm just going to rename it to example product. And this one's going to be the real product. Okay, so now we get at the reason why I put this in a routes.hs. Because I put it in a Haskell module, I should be able to just reload. Alright, why is it mad? Oh, overlapping routes. Well, you're not wrong. Nuts. Alright, I could do like that. How do serious official websites do this? What do their URLs look like? Business. Yes, I am a serious business person. Show me a business book. Hey, Prague. Common sense. I don't know what common sense has to do with it, but whatever. Wait, these aren't books. These are articles. Do these people actually sell books anymore? Like, what? Okay, the answer appears to be not really, but whatever. Product ID number.do. Wow. That is not super descriptive. This is better. I like this better. Actually, this is pretty cool. I think that's, so it's book, and then the name of the author, and then the title. You see, this is a much better URL than O'Reilly's. Like, this means something, right? Book, author, title. O'Reilly's URL is product number.do, which means effectively nothing. Hold on. Can I remove the .do? Is it still going to go to the right place? Yes, it still goes to the right place. So why is that there? Okay. Alright, whatever. Well, I'm probably going to sell more than books at some point, so I'm not really going to change product. I don't really want to put a a view thing on there. I don't really have a concept of authors yet. Well, eventually I was thinking I'd support other authors and publish them. I also don't really want to change the URL for the cookbook. So I guess that's going to be... Ooh. I don't know what I just did. So we'll leave it like that for now. See how it does. And then you run update again, and now it's running the new version of the app. So what I should be able to do is type in view, and it'll just let the same like little demo. Yeah. Okay, so now what I need to do is have a look at product.hamlet, and let me see here. And this like static R is another example of some. Yeah, it'll fail at compile time if that image doesn't actually exist. A static image, Haskell programming, PNG. Okay. href. So what we're gonna do is change this to title. Whoops. Title. Tagline. Whoops. Get rid of that. And we're going to change this to cart R. And I don't think I can just do this as a different method on cart. I think I actually need a add to cart, and then I need some sort of product ID. So I think what we'll do is that. And what else do we got here? Change that a little bit. Okay, so now when I reload this, oh, see, this is why I don't like templates files. It doesn't know I changed the view, right? So what I'm actually going to do, and this actually changes it for both, and that's not really what I want to do. So instead, I'm going to dump that out right there real quick, and then I'm going to reverse all of those changes, kill it, back off over here, and then I want to do Whamlet. And I'm going to move the dummy helpers underneath the stuff that's actually had some TLC. Alright. Let's see if I remembered that correctly. Fair enough. Alright. I expected H. Probably probably didn't like me breaking the new line there. Okay. Maybe not. 2152. HTML widget app.io handler.html. Let me see here. All right. Let me see here. I think it's objecting to the structure of the HTML, but I could be wrong. Let's DNS that because I don't think that's correct. Oh, that was it. Okay, cool. I should have realized its definition of line 21 might be a little different because it's a quasi-quoter. Alright, so now it's complaining that variables aren't in scope, which is, you know, whatever. Alright, so now what we can do is we need to get the title, the tagline, and a product ID. So the product title, product tagline. So what we're going to do now is fetch a product by its title. I don't actually want to call that title. So what I need now is a run DB or 4.4 action. Do I have it defined in here yet? No. So it's just a helper that takes a DB action, and produces a maybe of A, and returns app A. Now normally you can't guarantee a maybe of something, but you can if you're throwing a 4.4. Wow, I need to exclude static. Is it error 4.4? For the love of... trying to remember how to do this. Just A to return A. Let's load foundation. See if I got that right. I don't think I did. Oh, the handler. My current work application, what we call handler here, is called app. Oh my lord. There we go. All right, error. There was an error 404. Am I thinking of the servant thing? I bet I am. Dang it. I bet it's just not found. Yeah, it is. Dang it. Okay. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Success. So now I have a run DB or 4.4, which is just gonna throw a 4.4 error if something is missing, which for the purposes of standard standard HTTP applications, it's the right thing anyway. I'm just rewriting to use the scoped variables, the record wildcards. Okay, so now I'm missing. I'll just change that. Alright, so now it's complaining that add to cart doesn't exist. So for that, I need to actually create a record for that. So, alright, so I actually run into this problem fairly often, where I would rather adding to a cart be a put, but I'd rather the URL contain the thing I'm putting. On the other hand, let me think about that. Well, it should be a post anyway, right? So yeah, you know what? Let's just go ahead and try to do it as a post. So this needs to change to a form. This will be a post because I'm adding a new item. And I'm going to have, what, hidden input, maybe? And Oh yeah, I'm just using widgets. Yeah. I'll do it in the raw. Just for the heck of it. And then this needs to change to a change to an input. Do I want type submit on this? I'll try it and see how it plays with this CSS. I don't actually know how the designer intended this stuff to be used, so guess I'll find out. Alright, reload. Yeah, that's mad. Could not deduce text place to markup key product. Have I defined a show key yet? No. Alright, let's just go ahead and do the database query real quick. So I'm just gonna nuke that out for the moment. Okay, good. So now what I want to do is take a look at I'll just do this with persistent. Done. Now I need to implement show key helpers. Where does this go? You know what? This can go under no foundation. How did I implement this before? Oh, you know what I can do? I can do from SQL key. And then it should just be an N64 at that point. Alright, cool. Fire up development. All right. So this is going to 404. The next thing is that we don't really want to put the literal title in there. So we got a question from Jesse, who asked, "You're using stack build tools?" Yes, that's how I fight up. This window right here is GHCI. I usually create a little makefile that knows how to start everything up. And as you can see from build, GCI, devel, yada yada, I'm using stack for stuff. And Yesod, yep. This is definitely Yesod. All Yesod. Alright, let me see here. So I don't really want to use the literal title. So instead, let's think about slugging it. So I need a bidirectional slug for this, which I don't know if it was bidirectional, but I did do something like that for the CMS. Yeah, I had a little slug right there. So the next problem would be, what's my slug code? I think it's in handler article. Slug. 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 Wait, where did I define this? Where did this come from? Alright, info slug. Whoops. Info slug. Oh, helper slug. Yes, okay. Okay. It looks like wow. Okay. I need a slug that doesn't do date and title, so... Excuse me. So probably what I want is just spaces to hyphens, I think, and parse slug. Hyphens to spaces. Alright, well, let's play with that. The title of one book is Haskell Programming. And space to hyphens. And then if I... Whoops. Yeah, I think hyphens, spaces. Yeah. Proper URL, I think, wouldn't actually use capitals, but making it case insensitive could be annoying. Let me see here. Yeah, this would be much nicer if it just wasn't in a database. That's okay though. So I'll leave it be for now. So my current problem is that there aren't any products. Where's run dev db? That's a model. Okay. Where's that tagline? Price in terms of fixed E2. Cool. Cool. What is this? Am I crazy? I thought this... Alright. I changed my Postgres config. What's the convention on URL? There's actually an RFC for that. It's not really up to the framework, but what pragprog did here is good. This is a good URL right there. That's the right way to do things. Here, I'll paste it in chat. Okey-doke. So now there's a database or sorry, now there's a product in the database. So let's try that URL again. This one. Aha! What is this? Types incompatible. Nuts. Alright, let's have a look at my model here. Oh, I set SQL type money. I probably shouldn't have done that. Alright. Fuck. Alright. Let me see. It's not gonna let me migrate out of this. I don't think. Where's dump migration? That's in model. Okay. Model, dump migration, run dev db, dump migration. Alright. How do I fix this? Author con type numeric 12.2. That makes more sense for fixed E2 because it's going to be 12 digits and then 2 decimal points. So I think we're just going to let it do its thing here. There we go. Okay. Data still looks fine, so reload develop main so I can rerun the app. It sucks. Sucks even more that this computer is slow, so it takes a while. Every time I make a mistake and have to reload, it's gonna kill me. I'm gonna need more than 2 cores too. I think I need to do this on a machine that's at least quad core. Otherwise these load times are agonizing. Yeah, there we go. Hey. Okay, this is wrong, but it loaded from a database. Alright. So now let's have a look at the HTML here. Alright, let's try just removing that class. Probably what I should do is take a look at the hold on. I know what I did wrong here. Whoops. I didn't set the... Yeah, the text goes in the value when you're using an input like that. It's not like a link. Okay. Update. Spiffy! Alright. So now that's been done, and if I take a look at the HTML here, what am I going to see? Oh, so slow. Alright, yeah, product... stop! Alright, product ID, value 1. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Oh, it's so slow. Kills me. Okay, so now I need to do something useful with post cart. So let me see here. Oh. So post cart is just going to be stuff that adds to the cart, I think. So let me see here. What am I doing here? I don't know what this does. Let's click it and find out. I loaded a fake cart. Oh, I see. That's the request body. Alright. Well, cool. So the next thing to do is to... I think the first thing to do, honestly, is to change the cart to load from the database instead of being that static mock, and then I'll worry about handling a post. So let's figure out where cart view is coming from. Handler store views, so store views. Oh yeah. Alright. Oh right, because I had the stripe test code stuff under there. Oof, that's messy. Alright. I'm gonna have to clean that up a little bit. Let me see here. There's several things I need to do to this. One is that I need to extract the presentation into something parameterized over variables, but I also need to make this stuff a little widget and loop of its own. So I think that's going to be the first thing then. So I think this is a single cart product. So cart product is going to take an entity product, and it's going to be What's the deal with widget? Oh, okay. What's the deal with widget? Dagnabbit. Where's the widget? Info, widge. Alright. Well, I know it's in here somewhere. Info, widge. There it is. Yeah. Alright. It's just widget TFIO unit, so that's fine. And then, given a single product, we want to render in a whamlet a single product row. So I'm going to make that more specific. We're talking about product rows, these things right here. So I need to extract this into, whoops, that. And I think I can float this bad boy over. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Product title. Dun, 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 dun. Product tagline. And product price. The only thing we're missing here is the image. How do we want to handle this? If I'm pulling it out of the database, it's definitely not going to get type checked. I'll leave it be for now. Alright, so then what I need to do is change. Oh, each of these things are a row. Okay. Well, that's actually fine, because I want the loop to be able to decide the framing context. Dun, dun, dun. I could not deduce to markup fixed E2. Alright. I've definitely defined a to markup class. No foundation. Whoops. And source import, no foundation, and RG fixed, import data.fixed. The hazard solution class is needed just because I need to parameterize over the multiple precisions of fixed. So, but I didn't really have to think about it. The compiler told me what to do. I did it. It worked. Move on. Not export handler. Really? What on earth? That's better. Cleaning up imports a little bit. Alright. Now we need to change this into a loop. So we have a widget. Oh, that's just the token. So you see how it's including the CSRF token using this little caret? If you take a look, you'll notice that all it's really saying about A is that it knows how to convert A into a widget for an app, for the app type, using the app type. So it doesn't have to be polymorphic like that though. It can actually just be widget, because the widget type has that constraint implemented. So I'm going to take a list of products, I want to say. So a list of entity products, and then we're going to for all products, then we're going to move that up, move that up, move that up. Use the caret, not the hash, because we're embedding a widget, not just including text content. And then what I'm trying to do here is embed it in the row. So what I actually want to do is move that up, and I'm going to delete this. I'm going to leave the rest of it alone, just so that there's other content, but the existence of it will now tell me. Gonna have to do oh, whoops, I have to apply it to the product. There you go. Done. Alright, so now I'm gonna do this reload app development. I really should try using fobject code. I've heard it helps with these reload times. So, heck with it. I don't know that it's going to help when it's this slow, but... Oh. GCI options, okay. Okay. So now it's going to use object code, which hopefully means less reloading. And while that goes on... Let's see here. Let me think about anything else here. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to put it in the model. Let me see how big the images you put in here. Okay, it looks like he's just using one size, which isn't really optimal for size optimization, but for now I think that's fine. So we're gonna add cover large text. Don't do it that way. Usually for like a real production, you know, a bigger thing, all of our static assets would be either the app server would call it to S3, or we would serve them in a pretty direct way, but it would get fronted by CDN or something. Okay, I need to change the way things are calling it. So you can't render a cart without products now. Yeah, that's just going to be an empty list for the moment. So I guess now is a good time to implement get user cart. Require user and I need to get the cart. Excuse me. Okay. Cool. Got an empty list, so that ended up being empty. Alright, so what we can do now, for the sake of faking some data and seeing what this would look like, we can just do misname the type. I usually do singular on the type constructor and then plural in the SQL database. So, user asked a question. Lizardan, which I think is D Navis from Slack, asked Arch question mark. I think they mean Arch Linux, and the answer is no. This is just Ubuntu. It's plain old 1604 LTS Ubuntu. It's just that I run Xmonad. I don't use Unity. I use Ubuntu because I don't get paid to play around with Linux distribution. I get paid to write code, and Ubuntu helps me get to that point quicker. It's also what everyone and their sister uses in production. So if I'm using Ubuntu on my workstation, I'm using what we use in production. Sometimes I have to do DevOps, and if I can't test things locally, I start getting really cranky. We're missing require user. Really? Oh yeah, sure, it's in handler auth. How hammered is this machine right now? Pretty hammered, fam. God. I promise you it is not usually this slow. My dog is rolling around on the floor. What's she doing, Papu? Hey, bud. Good puppy. Here's the dogs. Alright, we relaunched that, so let's see if it renders with my fake product. Hey, it did! Look at that! Cool. So we know that works now. I am satisfied. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to comment that out for now. Now that I know it works. Alright, let's go ahead and get this done. So this is getting into joins. So this is about the time I am going to bring in Esqueleto, I think. Mm-hmm. Fixing import clash between persistent and Esqueleto. It's a long-standing irritation of mine. That's not actually coming from that anyway. It's coming from persist. Where did that come from? Well, let's try moving the dependency up and see where import's getting this from. Import no foundation. Alright, let's see what it says here. Okay. So it looks like a lot of that is coming from that. Yeah, it's all coming from database persist SQL. Okay, so connection pool, run SQL pool, from SQL key to SQL key. We really just want the database specific stuff here. Why am I importing lens? I'm not using that right now. Just cleaning up exports. These are all basically just database operators. done. Let me see. Okay. SQL query unit. Gotta F map the list of maybe. I didn't even need to see the type error. I already knew what I did wrong. Looks like it's working now. Man, is there any point to this model? I guess for anything that isn't product specific. Okay. So I'm just going to two-stage this query. I made it mad. Why is it mad? Oh, forgot the do. There we go. Data constructor, not in scope. Fair enough. There we go. Okay. So this is one of the niftier things about Esqueleto and persistent. So this only type checks because I passed it the right kind of key. if that was a key for a product, I would get a type error in the query. So it won't let me constrain cart user by a key from a different record, different model. Excuse me. As soon as I fix the type, it's good to go. Alright, so like I said, gonna two-stage this one. So cart for user key, maybe user, oh, it's actually, dang, maybe cart, whoops, there we go. This syntax is so I can refer to the entire product of the thing I destructured. I'll use it later. And then we want cart, just do undefined, where products for cart key equals alright, this is where it starts getting complicated. Parse error in pattern. I made it mad. Forgot to do. Now, what is it mad about? Oh, because I didn't return just. Hey! Already type checked. How's that for cool, huh? Alright, so this is a two-query DB action here. To keep things simple, I just fetch the cart user first, and then I grab the cart product and products. I could actually just join. I could do like that, where I join from cart to cart product, so on and so forth. and then just constrain it by use the cart by user key. I don't do that because I want to be able to find the cart and its existence separate of the pairings with these other guys. Basically, I'm trying to avoid doing like a left join. Because I'm not certain that if it was structured like this, that would really be what I want. Because that would be the result if I did them all as one join. It would be list of a 3-tuple. And then if I did a left join, it would look like that. So those two would be maybe if I did a left join from one to the next. I didn't really want to do that though. Alright, so the next problem is the case where if the user doesn't have a cart, then I need to create one and then add the whatever product it is. So let me see here. Get user cart, run DB. So another nice thing about persistent in Esqueleto is that a persistent action, actually for SQL databases, I can't speak for other stuff, but you actually know what your transaction boundaries are because the DB monad doesn't actually perform queries against the database. It just stores all the code and data required to do all the database stuff that you want to do. And then the monad is essentially just a way of combining that structure. What actually talks to the database is your run DB, your run dev DB, whatever it is. And then you know exactly whether or not your database code is atomic or not, because a single atomic transaction is one run DB call. So if you see 2 run DB calls, you know they're happening at different times in the database. It's pretty nice. It's a good correct default. Makes my work easier. Need that helper. Wait a second. Where is this? Okay, it's definitely a thing. I'll give it a shot. Sweet. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna have to do something similar here. What I might want to do, since I'm gonna have to do this in get cart and post cart, is probably like a require cart helper, where it requires a user, and then if a cart doesn't exist, it creates one, something like that. If a cart didn't exist, I know for a certainty that that I'm not going to get anything out of my queries later, so that might be something where I want to know if a cart existed or not. So that's not good. I'll think about that. It's getting a little late for me, so I'm probably going to end stream soon. I should exercise before I hit sec tonight. Anybody got any questions before I go? I'm adding a constraint here because I want a cart product to be unique to a given cart and product combination. So that's just a unique constraint. And as soon as this is done compiling, I'll see what the migration looks like. Come on, come on. This is why I don't use FObject code. It doesn't actually make it faster. It just makes it do more work every time it reloads. Alright, there we go. Run dev db dump migration. Wow. Okay. It's linking the code before it runs. Yeah, there we go. Add constraint, unique cart product, unique. Okay. Cool. Alright. Migrations are done. I will commit this and call it a day. Thanks everyone for bearing with me as I mucked about with a private project. And hit me up on Twitter if you want to catch me after the stream. And I hope everybody enjoyed it. Before I go, I am going to show you the dogs. Alright. Come on, puppies. Hi. This is Papu. He's the white pit mix. And Jack is the German Shepherd. Here, Papa. Come here. It's a good boy. All right. Bye-bye.